Tonight at 6, more encouraging coronavirus numbers put out today by the state. Take a look at this. The state reporting just 40 new deaths and 370 new cases. But health leaders said today that they are tracking several COVID-19 clusters that are in the state, and they're working to limit them. Of the 40 new deaths, 3 are in our area, 2 in Kent County, 1 new death in Ottawa County. We do begin tonight at 6 o'clock with News 8 political reporter Rick Albin. And Rick, the governor has more than just the COVID-19 pandemic to worry about. A state's budget is taking a massive hit as well.
Absolutely, Susan, and it's going to come to a head really soon, like maybe as soon as Friday. The governor said today she wants all of the state lawmakers to urge their federal counterparts to get behind the next stimulus plan and make sure it includes money to help prop up states' sagging budgets. That's not just Michigan, by the way. That's a bunch of states that have seen a big hit to their economy. Now, earlier we heard from Senator Wayne Schmidt. He, in an interview, suggested there could be some big hits to the school aid budget. He's the appropriator that oversees that. Governor doesn't necessarily agree with his numbers, but she does agree. If they don't get some money from Washington, there will be uncomfortable cuts.
We have what we're predicting to be a $3 billion shortfall in the current fiscal year, and probably one of that size or larger in the next fiscal year. We're going to be confronted with a lot of horrible cuts, and that's why it's my fervent hope that Wayne Schmidt and the Republican caucuses in both the House and Senate will encourage our leadership in Washington, D.C. to embrace the solution that Nancy Pelosi has put on the table. I think that it's going to be really important that people put party aside and say, we got to get this right for the people of Michigan.
Now, on Friday, there'll be a revenue estimating conference that will give us a more complete number of how short the state is. But with just 4.5 months left in the fiscal year, and like the governor says, perhaps $3 billion, those cuts are going to have to become in place sooner rather than later. And that means the legislature and the governor are going to have to work together to find ways to make those cuts unless some more money from Washington is forthcoming. Live at home, Rick Albin, News 8.
And Rick, before you go, we also expect a lot of activity around the Capitol tomorrow. Another protest is planned. Can you speak about that at all?
Absolutely. I think tomorrow's protest will be different for a lot of reasons. One, we know that one of the Facebook sites that was promoting it was taken down a few days ago, so we don't know how much those groups have been reaching out and trying other methods to get people involved in that protest. Secondarily, it will be different from this standpoint. The state police that will be on the grounds have been urged by some to start writing tickets for social distancing, though we don't know if they're going to do that. But we do get a sense that the state police will have a larger hand in this, partially because the Capitol will be closed tomorrow. Senate and House are not in session. The building has been closed since sometime in March, unless there is session where by law it has to be open. So there won't be people going into the chamber. You know, there were the objections by a number of lawmakers about people carrying firearms into the chamber and into the balcony above. So that won't be happening tomorrow because the building will be closed. What we don't know is how big this is going to be. You know, we saw a really, really big event back on April 15th, and then another big event towards the end of the month, but not as big as the first one. So whether this will be bigger, smaller, how many people will be involved, they will have the added benefit, the protesters, of having good weather for the first of these events, and that too could make an impact, Susan.
Yes. Okay. Well, we will certainly continue to cover that. Rick, thank you. Brian.